This is a 2026 GMC Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate in Onyx Black. We're going to do a walk around and a review on it. Let me know what you guys think. So in front of me, I've got the 2026 GMC Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate here in Onyx Black. And honestly, I absolutely love this truck. I think from every angle, GMC has knocked it out of the park with their overall design. And the Ultimate trim just adds a lot more luxury. So we'll start here at the front. We still get for 26 these C-shaped LED daytime running lights with LED lights. Now, as we carry into the center here of the grille, we can see we got the GMC names in that slate gray with the grille also in that slate gray. Down below the GMC logo, we can see we've got a camera underneath to encompass your full 360 camera. I like the fact also too with the GM trucks is you get this hood scoop here, which is functional. You can see we've got a little bit of chrome there as well. Now, as we carry down below on the bumper, we've got your parking sensors, two chrome recovery hooks. We also get your fog lights as well. Now down below the bumper here, which I'll show you, you do not get that plastic air dam here. And honestly, I think it looks a lot better because I think it just gives it more of that overall bold stance. And honestly, I don't know if it does a lot more for fuel economy because the diesel itself already does pretty well. Now, one other thing that I love with the heavy duty trucks, which I always highly recommend getting it as an option, are these amber lights there at the top. When you look at this truck at nighttime, having those amber lights and all the lights around the truck on, I think it just makes it look a lot more bold. Now, another thing that they've done here to indicate that this is a 2500 is at the sides of the front bumper here, you can see it shows 2500 right there. And then also you can see that they put the HD badge on the driver's side here. A couple just little Easter eggs that they've done there for indication of the truck itself. So that is it at the front here, guys. Let's take a look underneath the hood and go over the engine of choice. All right, so taking a look underneath the hood here of this Denali Ultimate 2500, we've got the 6.6 liter Duramax diesel, 470 horsepower and 975 pound-feet of torque is equipped here with the diesel, and it is mated to the 10-speed Allison transmission. Now, I highly would recommend this engine option. It's got great fuel economy, the payload's there. I mean, the power, like with the torque, is there as well. And honestly, it is a little bit more money, but the trade-in value, if you do decide to trade in this truck, is better with the diesel. Now, a couple things to note here is that hood scoop, as we can see, the air flows right through, and it puts air through here into your air filter box. So it is functional, which is a nice thing to add. It's not just for design. But that's underneath the hood here of this truck. Let's take a look around the Denali Ultimate and go over its details. So taking a look around the Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate, we'll start with the tire and wheel setup. So we're sitting on a 20-inch wheel, 275/65 R20 is the tire size. And we can see we've got a brushed aluminum face with some black inserts. We've got the Denali badge right there in the middle on the center cap, carpeted liner inside the fender, and then we've got that kind of plastic liner carried around the fender as well. I really like that GMC puts these amber lights on the sides of the fender. I think it's just a nice touch to add, especially at night. And it does say GMC there as well. On the side here, we've got Ultimate badge there with Allison transmission and Duramax. Now, this is your trailer tow mirror. So we've got a light indication here, and then we've got chrome all around it, and a camera underneath to encompass your full 360 camera. Now, here is what a side profile view of the truck looks like. We've got a 6.5 foot bed. We've got a bed step there as well that comes included on the heavy duties. Now, on the side, there is one subtle change for 26, and that's the Denali HD badge. We can't really see here, but once I go in more, you'll be able to see it. We've got more chrome around the windows here. We've got chrome on the door handles and then chrome there on the running board. But as for a side profile view, I think the truck looks really good. And then here's what that Denali HD badge looks like, encased in black. Now, keyless entry is only on the front two door handles. I'm not sure why they didn't put it on the backs, but you know, what can you do? So this is what the inside looks like on the passenger side for the Denali Ultimate. We'll start with the door panel. All soft touch here, really nice leather. We've got some white stitching here as well as some white piping. We've got a different terrain here, texture at the bottom, Bose speaker here, lock and unlock, and then more wood trim and soft touch material. Surprised they didn't put memory seating here, you know, especially when you're paying a decent amount of money. I would think you just put memory seating, but it is what it is. We've got the Ultimate badge there on the door sill with Denali's longitude and latitude. And then over here is what the seat looks like. So it is really nice and plush. We've got some black stitching. It is two-tone, so it is black on the side and then brown here with some white stitching. And then we've got the Ultimate badge there on the seat itself. Now down below here, we do have your seat adjustments here. We do get massaging seats in this truck, which is also very nice to note. Over here on the dash, we've got an upper glove box area, which is encased in some wood trim. And then we've got some soft touch here with some more stitching and piping, more storage there as well. But overall, I gotta say it looks good. You still get your lower glove box. Now, both handles to get in are wrapped in leather, which I think is a nice touch. Up top here, with the Denali Ultimate, you actually get an Alcantara liner. Now, you don't get a full moonroof yet in these trucks. You only get a sunroof at the front, but you get an indent there at the back for taller passengers, which may help. So we'll close this up here, and then we'll take a look at the back. So again, we've got that mahogany kind of look here, that beautiful brown. It is an acquired taste, but personally, I like the fact that it's like a two-tone. There is some more black and brown in the interior. You got some nice wood trim here. Window control, 2 speakers here, which are Bose. Pocket of storage here. So I think the door panel looks good. Nothing is here on the door sill, but here on the seat, we've got that nice material. You've got a pocket inside to store things. But overall, I think the seat looks good. It is two-tone black and brown. Now, it is a 60-40 split, and the seats do fold up. Now, this one here doesn't have that storage pocket, which you can get in these trucks, so you can store more things if needed. And then here's that indent for taller passengers, which can help. I think it has its benefits. Now, some people do still want a moonroof, which GM does not offer yet in their trucks, unfortunately. Now, as we carry inside here, we've got 2 cup holders here, 2 heated seat buttons, USB, USB-C, and then you got your 2 vents. No cup holders down here that you can pull out, but you do have this armrest here, which can come down, and it is encased in leather if you need more cup holders if needed. Now, I will show you guys how I would hop in here as someone who's about 5'10", 5'11". All right, so hopping inside, the running board is going to be your saving grace, so I'm happy that you do get the running board, and then you've got the handle to help you get in. Now, I would say this seat is pretty far back, but even so, I still get a decent amount of room back here. And, you know, it's leather wrapped, so it's not like it's cheap back here. The seat itself, I would say, is pretty comfy. I would say the comfort level is compromised a little bit when you have this, like, storage pocket here. You know, when you kind of lean your back a little bit, I would say it's a little hard. But nonetheless, I think it's very comfy. I think the seat's plush enough. You know, you've got your cup holders here. You got your heated seats, USB and USB-C. Now, a couple things that I wish GM maybe did, especially at this price point, because we're paying, I think, $130 Canadian. Having a screen back here will be very useful, especially on a long trip. I think having a screen back here like they have in the Yukon Denali Ultimates is going to be amazing for long trips. Having a 110 back here, very useful. And also, I think having a climate control feature here where your back passengers can control your climate would be very useful as well. You know, I think it just adds more to the luxuriousness to the truck, because back here, I think it's beautiful, like looking at the dash and stuff, but for a long trip, you know, you could get bored. Having a screen here will help, and then obviously having your own climate control as well, I think would be really cool. The indent at the top here is really nice to have, because if you need to kind of move yourself, you can't kind of move and you're not scared to hit your head, because like me being about 5'10", 5'11", I have a decent amount of room. Now, if you're over, like I would say 6'2", it might be a little snug back here. But nonetheless, it's very comfy. The handle and the running board getting out is going to be your saving grace, and it, you know, works well. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so we'll shut the door here. And as we can see, that running board comes down a decent amount for you. And then here is where that bed step is. So getting in the bed is going to be a lot easier having the step there rather than just kind of jumping on the tire. You're going to need some stretchy pants, but it's nice that they have given you a step there. And then here's a look at that back tire and wheel. You've got a decent amount of leaf springs back here. You got that carpeted liner inside with that plastic liner, and also that amber light that says GMC. So that is it for a side profile view. Let's take a look at that back tailgate and go over the different options. So in the back here of the Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate, we'll start in the middle. We can see we got the GMC logo encased in that slate gray color. And then you've got chrome around it. Now for 26, I've noticed they've blacked out the Denali name and then the Sierra name, so it is harder to see. I think it gives the tailgate a cleaner look, but I'm not sure why they blacked it out. You know, I thought they would maybe do it in that slate gray color, but it is what it is. We've got parking sensors at the back here on the bumper. We've got your side steps to help you get in. LED taillights. Now with the diesel, you always get that big exhaust port back here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. We've got 2 buttons here. That is for your multi-pro tailgate, which this has. You've got a camera here on the left and then a light switch on the right. Now to open up the tailgate, you push the bottom button and it'll open just like that. Now a couple things I noticed back here. This does not have the 5th wheel prep pack here, where you would see about 4 or 5 different holes here to input your fifth wheel. Now you get tie downs in each corner, as we can see. You've got a 120 back here. Now, one thing that I noticed, if you don't get the fifth wheel prep pack, it doesn't look like you get your trailer plugins here. So highly recommend just to option it if you are going to order this from factory, because putting that in after and probably your trailer switch is going to cost you a decent amount of money from a dealer's perspective. Now we can see we also get a spray and bed liner from GMC's. We can see the GMC logo there. At the top there, we've got 2 cameras. One is for your mirror camera, which will go over, and then one is for your bed camera. Now, one thing that I noticed with the 26 trucks, when we put down the multi-pro tailgate here, so we'll push the top button now, and then this here does have your kicker audio speaker. These trucks don't come with a handle anymore. So they used to have a handle here to help you get in. I'm not sure why they got rid of it, but to get in now, it's, you just got to use your foot. But this little stick figure guy still shows that there's a handle there, so they may have to get rid of that. I'm not sure why they got rid of the handle. I think it would be necessary sometimes to obviously get into the truck. You still can use these little handles here at the top, but they have gotten rid of that handle. You do get lights back here, but this is essentially what it would look like with the whole tailgate down. Now, it is very easy to close. You just close that there. You kind of have to grab it from the bottom and lift all the way up. Now, if you want to use the tailgate and extend it a little bit, you can do that if you need to put more things back here. And then you can close it, and then you can open it at the top, and then also have that kind of stopper, which acts as a step. So, a ton of good uses, I would say, for it. But that is it really at the back here, guys. Let's take a look at those seats behind the driver. Just want to thank Applewood GM here in Mississauga, Ontario. Go see my boy Zach. He'll hook you up with a great deal. All right, so taking a look at the seats behind the driver here, it is pretty much the same on this side as it is over on the passenger side, but I'll give you guys a quick glimpse here. So we've got that same type of design here, all soft touch, white stitching and piping, Bose speaker here and here. You got that Denali terrain here, which I think is a nice touch to add. Nothing here on the door sill. And then here's what that seat looks like. You still get a cubby here. It is nice to store, I would say, drinks back here like a water. It kind of keeps it cool. So one thing to note. And then this here, since it's the 60-40 split, that whole seat comes up. And then you've got a pocket of storage here. And then to close it, all you got to do is kind of heave on it a little bit and it will come down. And then here is what you get. You got heated seats, USB, USB-C, and then cup holders. Now, I feel like down here, there's a lot of useless space. I feel like they could have put maybe a 110 back here or maybe some more plugs. So one thing maybe for the future, right? Now, again, these handles are soft touch to help you get in. And then there's a look at that Alcantara liner with the indent. But that's it for the back here. Let's take a look at the front. All right, so taking a look inside the Sierra Denali Ultimate here at the front. We'll start with the door panel. All soft touch material here. You got some nice real wood trim. Soft touch here at the top. Lock and unlock with memory seating here. And then here are your window and mirror controls. Now the mirrors are power folding and they are power extending. You also get a light there on the side, which beams at the back at night to help you see. And then you also get your blind spot detection. Then you've got this massive Bose speaker here. Denali there on the door sill. And then this is what that seat looks like here. So all soft and plush with the Ultimate badge there. Now here are your seat adjustments. This truck does have massage seats. So you can push this button and an indication will appear on the screen and you could change your different massage settings there, which is very, very useful. And then over here on the left side of the steering wheel, we've got your 4x4 settings and light controls with your parking brake. Now this is a telescopic steering wheel, but it is manually adjusted. So I wish they did add an automatic adjustment here. Both handles also to help you get in are leather wrapped. That's it before we hop in, guys. Let's take a look inside. So we are inside the GMC Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate here. We'll start with the steering wheel. We've got a leather wrapped steering wheel here, as we can see. Over here on the left side of the steering wheel, we've got your cruise control technology buttons with your forward collision alert and heated steering wheel. And on the left side here of the steering wheel, you're going to be able to control your front display screen here. So just clicking through these buttons here, you're going to be able to cycle through whichever mode you want. You can change your display mode as needed. So you've got classic, progressive, digital, and clean. I like the classic or progressive look. I think they are both nice. You can also change the units here to metric or imperial, and then you can change your info pages as well on the left, right, or bottom. So really cool that you can do that here. You've got call hang up, call pickup, and then your voice command. And at the back of the steering wheel, you'll have your toggles for your tuning and your volume. Now, as we can see here, it does have a heads-up display controlled via these buttons over here. So you can turn the brightness all the way up, and then you can move it up or down or change the info as needed. So really cool. This one in particular does not have Super Cruise, but you still can get Super Cruise in this truck. You've got your toggle here for your wipers on the left side, and then this here is your column shifter. Now, on the left side of the steering wheel, we see we've got your 4x4 settings here, your different drive modes. If you turn this, you can cycle through. You got off-road and normal. And then this here is your light control switch. You've got your different light controls as well for fog lights, your tailgate lights. Now, at the top here of the dash, it is more of a hard touch plastic, but it does have some white stitching and piping, as we can see. You do get 2 speakers here. So we get one on the A-pillar, one here on the dash, one in the middle here, and then 2 over on that A-pillar. Now over here on the passenger side, we still do get that upper glove box area here, which is encased in this really nice wood trim here, as we can see. And then you get the Denali longitude and latitude over on that side. And then you also have that lower glove box area. Now over here in the center console area, we've got this beautiful display screen here with 2 vents here at the top, and then that brushed aluminum kind of design carries throughout at the top of the screen, and then also you get some more kind of brushed aluminum or chrome here on the bottom, which we'll get into. But this is your display screen here, so very easy and very intuitive to use. You know, you've got your audio functions here, maps. You know, you can have your maps here on this side, and then you can also cycle through, and depending on what you want on this side, you can have it there. I like the clock. I think it's kind of like a classy look. And then you can also hit your maps button here if needed. You can have it take up the whole screen, or you can push this little arrow and still have, you know, a little screen here if needed. You can still have your audio on this side. So it's just going to depend, honestly, on the user. You've got your Google Assistant, Play Store, Android Auto, and Apple CarPlay. And then you do have different camera angles too. So we'll click the camera buttons here, and we can go through and cycle through which ones you want. So you can still have your 360 camera too. You can go to the front or back. You've got a bird's eye view of the back. You've got side angle views, forward and back. You do also have that bed camera too, which is very useful, which you can zoom in and out of, and then you can exit out of that. You've got your home button here or here, so you actually have a physical home button. Now you can control your climate in the screen or with these physical buttons. So I'm happy GM is still keeping the physical buttons here in the trucks, because I think, you know, if the screen does fail, or if you just really want to just get to the climate control instead of going through the screen, you have access to it down here. Now it does have your Wi-Fi hotspot in here too, and then you got your settings button. So very, very easy to use. Now down below here, like I mentioned, you do have your climate control features, heated and ventilated seats on both sides, dual zone climate, push button start or stop is here. And then down here, we've got your different hotkeys. So we've got your exhaust brake, lane keeping assist, parking sensors, tailgate release, hazards, traction control, and then this is your hill descent control. I don't know if you can see it because it's got that, you know, sunlight on it, but there it is there. You got some more storage here, USB, USB-C, and then you've got a pocket here for more storage. So here, you've got your trailer brake controller here, and then some more pockets here to store things. 2 cup holders. Coming into the center console area, we have this really nice leather wrap center console. We've got some white stitching, as we can see. The ultimate badge here with Denali longitude and latitude. Some nice perforation. As we open this up here, we've got a cubby, which we can take out. It does have more storage capability. And then we can see we've got USB, USB-C, and then here's your light. And then this here is your 110. Now this is where your wireless charging pad would go for your phone. So if you want to charge your phone, you can put it here and it will charge. Now at the top here, we do have your rear camera mirror, which we can turn on or off. We do have up here your OnStar, rear sliding window controls, and then also your sunroof controls, which we can open or close. And then we do also get your sun visors here. Now for the interior, I think the Denali Ultimate is beautiful. You know, I like the fact that they've even leather wrapped the handles here to get in and out of. I think it's a really, really nice interior. So I've got the price right behind me. So let's go take a look at that and give you guys my final thoughts. So let's talk price. 2026 GMC Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate, 131,342 Canadian. Let me know what you guys think about this truck in the comments. I don't think from 25 to 26 much has changed in price. I still think these trucks are pretty expensive, but I gotta say, out of all the heavy duty trucks on the market, I think the GMC is probably my favorite. I think the interior and the exterior, for design purposes and then also capability, I think the GMC is going to take it for me. But let me know what you guys think about the comments. Which heavy duty truck would you buy in the market that's fully loaded? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.